Hello, Steve Arts 89. Well, we finally got to the final episode of Season 2 of Superman and Lois, which I almost called Lois and Clark again. And I've been calling it Smallville all day. It was good. Unfortunately, someone gave me the impression there was some big twist at the end. So I was waiting for a shoe to drop that never dropped. So I'm a little bit let down on one level, but I did enjoy it. I was just sort of waiting and like, oh, okay, there's nothing happening, okay. But yeah, so we went back to where we left off. The planets are slowly merging, and everyone's been given the message to go home to your loved ones and be with your loved ones. I'm like, is this embracing death? Like, it seems like we're not even trying here. And everyone's panicking. Now, the episode's called Waiting for Superman, and, you know, there's that sort of moment where they're talking. It's like, yeah, Superman's not going to save us. We need to find a way to do this. Tal actually has the idea in his head that he can attack Ali. Of course, she starts to drain him, and is it Jordan? I get them confused. Jonathan Jordan, the one that can fly, the one with the powers, the one with the big mop of dark hair, flies up and knocks her out of her spot for a moment, and comes back with Tal. But obviously that wasn't going to work. I don't know what he was thinking. He was like, oh, hey, I'll just give her some more power. I mean, so they sort of realised, yeah, we can't stop her no matter what. And Superman comes up with the idea that, well, okay, I can't absorb the sun, or I can, but my cells aren't repaired. And I'm like, yeah. So let's just throw me into the sun where I'll be forced to absorb it or be destroyed, one or the other. So, of course, he gets his costume, and they fly up into the sun, and they do their I love you, brother, goodbye, and he throws him into the sun. The visuals are very good. I have to say, the visuals for this episode were really good. The shots of the Earth in the distance on the Bizarro world, and the square Earth in the Bizarro world, in the regular world, but in the sky, and that, it was all done really well, and the shots of the sun were really good. Particularly, Superman's in there, and he's being burnt and everything, and then he starts to heal and then absorb the sun and absorb the strength and basically recharge. And then he flies out of the sun. There's a moment where he literally bursts out of the sun, and it does look amazing. Some of the visuals are really amazing. He flies out, and in the meantime, God, is it John Steele? What's his name? I can't remember anyone's names. I'm so bad. Him and his daughter, basically, she's come up to rescue him because she got a message from him about the pod, and she thought he needed the pod to be rescued. He wanted her to bring the ex-kryptonite with the pod so they could explode it and try and stop Ali. So she gets there, realising she didn't get the whole message, and they sort of accept, well, we're going to die. So they power down their weapons and charge the pod and send it into Ali's whatever she's forming that's pulling the two planets together. And they do disrupt her for a minute, but then Superman shows up, rescues them, goes at Ali. Ali tries to suck his power, and he's like, go for it. And I don't know exactly how, but she was separated. So it was too much power, or the wrong sort of power, or whatever, but she splits back into two and starts falling to Earth. For some reason, he rescues her, and she ends up in jail, basically in the DOD's, or whatever. DOJ, is it? Department of Defense, DOD, I don't know. I can't remember any names of anything at the moment. She ends up there, like two weird twin lesbians, is the way it looks like. It's like they're holding hands. It's like, I know they're like sisters, but they're not, but they are, but they're the same person, but they're not. But there's something oddly sexual about it. It's something really weird. I got the weirdest vibe about that scene. One is speaking in reverse, the other one's not. And yeah, so she's still there. So they haven't, they sort of fixed everything, but all these little things are still in place where, you know, things could happen. Tao ends up on the other Bizarro world, and who knows what he's going to do. Lois tells her boss that Clark is Superman, and she can't stop staring at him at public events. They have a big hoedown on Miracle Monday because, you know, the world was saved on Monday, I guess. And it gets very country. like y'all don't know. It's like, but whatever. Lana really sadly gives Kyle the final word that I love you. You're always going to be my past and in my family, and we'll always be together as a family. But there's no us, because he asked her for a dance, and she's like no, and he's like, well, how about a last dance? So she gives him a last dance, and that's sort of a bit sad. And Miracle Monday happens at the 27-minute mark, so I'm like, okay, there's 15 minutes left. What's going to happen? Because I got the impression from someone there was some big thing that was going to happen in the episode. I didn't really see any big things in this episode, although Tao's uniform was Superman costume was quite. I didn't notice it had like the whole structure and everything. I'm like, oh wow, that's actually I would cosplay that. I didn't notice that in any of the other episodes, but he got some good lighting for a change in this episode, because black is hard to show any detail. What else happened? Nothing. It was like the last episode of Star Trek Discovery last season, where they ended everything at about the half-hour point, and then you're sort of waiting for something else to happen. It's just everyone being happy and resolving everything. Oh, we're here now, and this is where we're at, and that's what we're up to. And I'm like, when's the next shoe dropping? And it's like, no, there's no more shoes. I'm like, okay. It was like, that's what I felt like. Of like 15 minutes of, this is cool. Everyone's happy. Everything's, what's happening? Nothing. Basically, Superman just took Lois and that out to the middle of the ocean to create another Fortress of Solitude for the whole family. So he froze a blue gem into the water, or whatever the crystals are. And suddenly we've got another Fortress of Solitude. And like Jonathan, I think Jonathan was joking, yeah, it's for those who can fly. Like, I'm like, how's Lois going to get there? Is she going to take the boat or something? I mean, where is this? But yeah, that was literally the end of the episode. And yeah, the visuals were amazing. I loved the visuals of the two planets merging, literally the circle inside the square, and stuff like that. It was really well done. Emotionally, everything worked. The acting, everything was good. I'm just so glad the show exists. I mean, Discovery is a challenge. I mean, I hate Discovery. Picard, I hate. Strange New Worlds is a challenge. It's good at times, but it's got huge issues. They just dragged a lot of the issues over from Discovery and Picard. Orville, you have amazing episodes and you have awful episodes, and I kind of find it really jarring. Superman vs. Lois has been a nice, straight stream of really good. And they haven't had a really bad episode or a really amazing episode, but everything is just really good. And I'm just glad to have one show, although you can't count on it schedule-wise. Because I took a whole day to watch this. I think it's because I just watched 3 episodes on the weekend, basically, like less than a week ago. And I wasn't really ready for more of it. And it's like, well, I feel like I've had a whole bunch at once, and now this is the last episode. I've got nothing left. It's like, you don't sort of get that weekly sort of living with it and sort of build up that you sort of get when you watch a show as it's sort of meant to be seen. So I really hope they sort their schedule out next year and wait until they've got enough episodes in the can where they know they can keep the schedule straight, or do a half season, have a big gap and then a half season, not this never know when you're going to get the next episode and how long you're going to have to wait and so forth. But yeah, I'm looking forward to season 3. I'm kind of surprised they finished it that they ended it, the story as quickly as they did, and spent so much time just seeing everyone chilling and going on with their lives. And they didn't actually explain, I'm like, so exactly how did her trying to absorb his energy this time be different? Is it because he was just supercharged and it was too much for her? Is that what it was? Like, they didn't explain it. I'm like, is it just supposed to be I know. So yeah, I'm gonna go. Feel free to share, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think. I did love it. I'm really looking forward to the 3rd season. I'm glad to have one show that I actually love, that I can count on being good all the time, and I look forward to buying on DVD or Blu-ray and keeping, which I haven't done for years with any show. But yeah, I'm going to go. Bye.